Well, hello everyone. Welcome to another episode of Crypto Corner, my video podcast where, I discuss everything related to Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, and blockchain technology. Now, it is Wednesday today. I will be doing my AMA Ask Me Anything session, but before that, of course, we're going to go through the markets quickly, and we're going to also look at the news to see what has been happening in the last couple of days since my previous video. So let's get started. Okay, so yes, it is Wednesday today, and we will be going into the markets and news and everything. But before that, let me quickly say thank you to the sponsors of this video, Cobo Vault. It is a brand new community-driven lending platform that aims to decentralize the borrowing and lending industry with the use of blockchain technology. The Cobo Vault platform allows borrowers to get access to hassle-free capital, approved, voted, and supported by a community treasury in order to get any size loan without the oversight of a bank. They are currently in pre-sale of their CBLT token via BX exchange. It is an initial exchange offering and it's already started a few days ago. So to take part in this sale and to get your hands on the token at pre-sale prices, head over to cobodland.com. You will find a link in the description of this video. The token is already supported by all ERC20 wallets, and with MetaMask you can actually do an instant swap for any other ERC20 token of your choice, although I wouldn't actually run into selling this just yet. Alternatively, you can use Bancor or Uniswap exchanges, for instance, or BX exchange. You can also stake the token. Staking is already live. Also, incentivizing community members to operate and maintain liquidity pools is also live. Voting within the ecosystem is live, and submitting proposals to the community for vote is also live and working without any bugs. The Cobo Vault team has been busy and they have grown a lot since the first time I featured them here on this channel. If you remember, that was probably a month ago, and since then they have gained more than 30,000 followers. They have expanded their community by 140%. And you will find the links to their official website and their Telegram channel in the description box. So now let's move on to a quick view of how the markets are looking today. Okay, so we are seeing a lot of red today on the market. This is not unusual, of course. Bitcoin actually went through a correction yesterday and it's still undergoing it, so it pulled the whole market with it. As you can see, only Litecoin here is experiencing minor increase. Yesterday actually did much better than today, but today it is correcting as well. So it is at $88. It was I think 90 or something like that it reached yesterday. It was a bit of a pump. Bitcoin, however, yesterday actually went through a bit of a stronger correction. It lost about $2,000 of its value because it was at some point it reached 19,900 and then it dropped to 18,000 in a matter of 3 hours, I believe, if I remember correctly. And then that was a correction, guys. That was not a major dump, and it started recovering. So it's now sitting at 19,100 as we speak. This is due to happen, and in fact we're going to see now how it's going to perform over the next couple of days, because if that price holds above 19,000, then we can go for another push above the 20k, which I'm expecting. But as December is already here, and I told you in my previous video December, oh no, I didn't say it in my previous video, I said it in my newsletter which I sent out yesterday. If you're not subscribed to my newsletter, by the way, head over to ojjordan.com, the link is down there, and subscribe to my newsletter. I'm sending this bi-weekly, so twice a month I'm sending a newsletter where I'm giving my overview on the markets, and also I'm talking about the coins that I'm currently trading. So yesterday, that's what I was saying in my newsletter, that now that we're in December, typically November is better than December for Bitcoin. If we look at statistics, of course, December could be great, and there is the run-up to Christmas is usually good. But as Christmas approaches, and as a lot of the professional traders and institutional traders, corporate traders go into holidays, a lot of the markets, a lot of the big volume actually dries down, and with a smaller volume, on the markets, we are open to more market manipulation. It's easier to actually manipulate prices with a few big orders when there is not too much volume right now at the markets. So this would be after the middle of December. Of course, we are still in the early days of December, so we could see another push to the 20K, but we'll have to see how strong is Bitcoin over 19, whether the next few days will hold that level over 19 or not. Right, so in the top currencies here, we don't really have big gainers. We see that NEM is okay, Leo is okay as well. Aave is actually the biggest gainer in the top 20, and it's gained 10% in Bitcoin value in the last 24 hours, 8.92% in fiat value. Herein Finance is also doing well, and Sushi is doing well, even though Sushi is not here in the top 20, but when we get to the news, I will mention why Sushi and Herein Finance together are doing well. So this is it. Now let's quickly have a look at what's happened over the last 30 days. And we see in terms of fiat value, we have Bitcoin doing exceptionally well, 41%, Ethereum 56%. Ripple is probably the biggest gainer here in fiat value over the last 30 days, 163%. Then we have Litecoin with 64%, and Cardano is doing really well at 70% in the last month. And Stellar actually did much better, 147%. I totally ignored that because I need to actually dig out my Stellar and maybe think of selling some. Now we'll look into it. I'll need to analyze the chart. I actually haven't looked into Stellar for years. I have a small bag of Stellar since 2017, and I totally forgot about it. It's in its own wallet, and I actually haven't even logged into that wallet in a very long time. Anyway, I always say that I'm not really holding long-term altcoins, but Stellar and Ripple and that's it basically, and Ethereum of course are some of those that I have long-term, and I have some Monero long-term. In the name of transparency, I'm letting you know it's a small bag of Monero, small bag of Stellar, relatively small bag of Ripple, and a bigger bag in Ethereum. Okay, so these were the markets. Now let's go into the news. Okay, and we start the news with, again, on a positive, active Bitcoin addresses hit the third highest level this November, reports blockchain.news. Basically what they're saying is that this month, for the first time since 2017 and 18, we've hit a high in active Bitcoin addresses. Almost 19.6 million Bitcoin addresses were active this November, sending or receiving Bitcoin. They say this is the third highest value in Bitcoin's history, only topped in December 2017 and January 2018, which was the biggest bull run of Bitcoin to date. Of course, when we have a surge in Bitcoin addresses, especially active Bitcoin addresses, this also always coincides with a surge of the price of Bitcoin. It means that more people are buying or selling Bitcoin, more people are transacting with Bitcoin, transferring it to different addresses, more activity, and this is all due to the price. Of course, for the first time, some people who bought Bitcoin in late 2017 or early 2018, now for the first time in 3 years, they are getting on positive. And this also explains a lot of the selling and why we weren't able to break through the 20K so quickly, the way we broke through the 16 or 17K, for instance. So it makes perfect sense to me. Another news is that Mike Novogratz, he's an investor in Bitcoin and always, very positive about Bitcoin. Very influential name in cryptocurrencies. He says that in an interview he mentioned that if Bitcoin was easy to buy, the price would have been much higher, and I must agree with that. This is a very correct statement. It goes to the fact that the banks, mainly the banks, are the ones to blame for it, because they made it really difficult, and of course they work with governments on regulation and everything. They made it really difficult for people to get into Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. I mean, it's still relatively easy through companies like Coinbase or even now with PayPal and other and I've covered a lot of different ways to buy Bitcoin, even with credit cards and everything. But banks, a lot of the times, would make it difficult because they would cancel people's transactions, even with Coinbase. And I've been using Coinbase since 2014. And after using it for a couple of years, one of the cards that I was using, I think it was not American Express, it was MBNA, Bank of America. All of a sudden, a few of my transactions got cancelled after I already bought Bitcoin. The next day, my transaction got cancelled, and the money was returned into my credit card. And it was basically something like dangerous activity or something like that, they quoted. And it's a card that I had been using with Coinbase for 2 years, and after 2 years, all of a sudden they decided that buying cryptocurrencies was dangerous. So yeah, they do that a lot. Many different banks have cancelled people's transactions with credit cards, and or even if you try to do bank transfers to crypto websites, they would cancel those. So yeah, they do make it difficult. And it's true that if it was easier, first, people would not have been so afraid to go into cryptocurrencies, and the price would have been much higher because it would have been much easier for people to buy Bitcoin. So this is one of the reasons why Bitcoin's price is still below 20k, but not for long, guys, not for long. Now Cointelegraph is reporting that Willy Woo, who is one of the top researchers, he's really popular on Twitter as well. His projection was that Bitcoin will be hitting 200,000 by the end of 2021. Now he says that this projection, according to his new research, is actually very conservative, and he says that he's changed it into 300,000. He says that Bitcoin is more likely to reach 300,000 in a year's time, and that he's never been so bullish on Bitcoin, especially for 2021. He says that his top model suggesting 200k per BTC by the end of 2021 looks conservative, and 300k is not out of the question. The current market on average paid $7,456 for their coins. You're all geniuses, he says. So this is on average, of course. This is just a overall statistic. It doesn't mean that the majority of people bought that. It could be just some of those big bag holders that were buying Bitcoin at these price levels. But in any case, this is just a rough estimate. Don't take this as a it's an average figure. It's not a very precise estimate anyway. Now also Mike Novogratz here is quoted in this article. Apparently, he is the person who told Macy Williams, the actress who tweeted about Bitcoin a couple of weeks ago, and I reported on this. He was the one who advised her to get Bitcoin because it will go to 20k, and she actually invested in Bitcoin, and she was quite vocal on Twitter about it, which coincided with another pump in Bitcoin from 16 to I think 17 or 18k. I'm not really sure because it was a few weeks ago, and there's so many things that we cover on the channel that I start forgetting now when exactly what did I cover. Now another article is talking about PayPal and how 65% of its users are gearing up to be using Bitcoin in retail shopping, which is actually quite a big figure. I'm curious to see how they did that. Well, it says that 20% of PayPal users have already traded Bitcoin, and according to the data reported, about 65% of active PayPal users are ready to utilize Bitcoin for online payments across the platform's 28 million merchants. The news ties with the company's stated goal for its recent cryptocurrency foray, which is to promote the adoption of virtual currencies as funding sources for facilitating retail payments, which is great. Well, they also say in the article here that PayPal said that its goal is to be a crypto purse rather than a cryptocurrency exchange, which is actually very important. Many people are hoping to use it as an exchange, but they are more interested in adoption and in using cryptocurrencies as payment methods rather than just exchanging them, which is good for cryptocurrency adoption, I must admit. Now, Sushi, I told you Sushi had a big surge over the last couple of days, and so did Herein Finance. Well, apparently they had a merge, which is to blame for this, or which is to be credited for this surge in the price. The article here on blockchain.news says that decentralized finance SushiSwap is an exchange, decentralized exchange like Uniswap. It's actually a copy of Uniswap, And Sushi is the native token of Sushi Swap. So they actually have been gaining a lot of users. I mentioned that in one of my previous videos because Uniswap ended their yield farming incentive, and Sushi Swap opened theirs. So a lot of people migrated to Sushi Swap because it has pretty much the same type of protocol and even user interface. So the price surged 15% in the past 24 hours, while Bitcoin and other large cap altcoins are in the sea of red. Yeah, this is true. Apparently, the token has become one of the best performing assets in the last 24 hours, and the reason for that is that Andre Cronje, the founder of Herein Finance, announced that they will have a merge with SushiSwap. He said that as Sushi focused on expanding their automated market maker ecosystem, and as Herein focused on expanding their strategies, more and more overlap became apparent. Herein needed custom automated market maker experiences for their strategies, and Sushi started pushing the boundaries of yield and money markets. So this is actually the merge that happened, and this is why both of these coins have been performing really well. I've been talking about these coins, so they should be on your radar. In fact, I am invested in Herein Finance, and I got some Sushi as well, so I've got both of them on Binance. And I don't have big bags, I've got small bags of these because I'm more interested in trading them rather than investing in them. Right, well, the biggest news of all, actually, guys, I should have probably started with that. This is that Ethereum 2.0 successfully launched yesterday. So yeah, this was a big success. Apparently they launched at 80% of the stake of Ethereum in the staking contract. 80% plus participation signaled the chain is healthy, and Ethereum 2.0 actually launched, and there are even screenshots here. Now I'm going to quote an article here by cnbc.com because they do a really good breakdown on it, and they explain it for people who are not really familiar. So for those of you who are watching this and you're not familiar with what Ethereum 2.0 means and what does it do, let's quickly take a look. So they say here, like Bitcoin, Ethereum's blockchain currently, well, previously until yesterday, was operating on a proof of work protocol. Proof of work, as you know, is what Bitcoin is using, and many other cryptocurrencies. Ethereum was up until yesterday also on proof of work. So in order to mine it, you needed to do some work, and the work in this case with proof of work protocol is solving mathematical algorithms that they have a level of difficulty, and that level of difficulty for Bitcoin, for instance, is set in such a way that it takes approximately 10 minutes for an algorithm to be for a solution to be found to that mathematical problem. And this is why with Bitcoin, for instance, you have a new block being mined approximately every 10 minutes. With Ethereum, it's much faster. It's usually around a minute or a couple of minutes. Now it will be even faster because they're moving to proof of stake, and that means that people who are staking Ethereum, people who already hold Ethereum and they stake it, will be able to mine Ethereum and receive new coins in as rewards for staking that coin. Rather than mining it, solving mathematical problems, they will actually just be mining it according to the stake that they have. So in order to validate transactions on the network, a staker must deposit 32 Ether tokens worth about 20,000 at current prices into a crypto wallet using what is known as a smart contract. These are contracts on the Ethereum blockchain that are automatically executed using a code. The stakers are then awarded Ether for validating transactions like crypto miners. The process of staking effectively gives crypto investors the ability to earn interest on their holdings after a certain period of time. Now let me quickly also add a quote from Coindesk.com from their article. They're talking about the speed of Ethereum 2.0 because that was actually one of the main reasons for Ethereum to move to proof of stake. They wanted to scale and to speed up so that they can actually rival PayPal and Visa in terms of processing speed of transactions. So this is now what's going to be happening with Ethereum 2.0. By the way, if you are curious in how to stake Ethereum 2.0 and you don't have 32 Ethereum and you can't really stake it on your own, you can use a validator to stake it with a third party. And I just saw that KuCoin Exchange is going to be offering, is already offering staking on Ethereum 2.0. So if you don't have an account yet, grab my link from the description box, go to KuCoin, register. You don't actually have to do a verification of ID, which is great. This is why I like KuCoin Exchange. And you will see one of the top things on the website is the Ethereum 2.0 staking. So you will find the details on what you need to do. Basically, you just need to deposit Ethereum in there, but it's pretty easy. And KuCoin is actually, I do trust KuCoin, because even despite their hack, which happened a couple of months ago, they recovered really well from that hack, and they're still really safe for, in terms of a third party staking. I would go with KuCoin rather than any of the other ones. Especially in the beginning, I would first wait for a couple of months to see which of the third-party stakers are going to prove to be legit, really, before I trust anyone else with my Ethereum. Right, so this was the news. I covered all of them. Now let's have a look at the Ask Me Anything's part of this video. As you know, I did promise that I will be doing a Ask Me Anything type of a video, and I've picked 3 questions today that I will be answering. So the first question, Mike here is asking me, what are my feelings of Bitcoin and how high do I feel that this rally will go to? Well, I already said in my previous videos, I believe that we will be touching 20k. We almost did, and we didn't. We touched 19,900, and then we started correcting. Now, it is possible that we will correct further before we do the next leg up, but if we continue going up from here without correcting 30%, which I was expecting, then we will most likely go to 20, maybe mid 20 range, and then we're gonna start correcting. It's possible that we just do a new all-time high and then we start correcting. And the correction could come in the last, kind of towards the end of December and throughout January. This would be absolutely predictable. We've always done that pretty much every time we go higher in December, then towards the end of the month we go down, and then throughout January we correct a little more, and then we start a new leg up. This is what happened in 2016. This is what happened in 2017. In early 2018 we went up again, but then we went for a deeper correction. It also happened in 2018. I believe in late November, early December, we went up, and then we couldn't really go much higher. So in late December 2018 and early 2019, we were correcting again. So yeah, that I think that on top of my head, that's what I remember. So this is what I'm expecting for Bitcoin. However, if you're not really bothered about the small price changes, maybe just hold it, because in 2021 we will be seeing Bitcoin over 21,000, over 25,000, easily 30,000. So if you're a long-term holder, you might not really want to be messing with it right now, because during a bull market, it is a little bit dangerous selling it. I mean, if you see a dip, it is better to be buying that dip rather than selling Bitcoin and getting scared from the small price corrections. So I wouldn't really bother with those. Okay, the second question here, Khaliza, one of my most loyal followers and viewers here on YouTube. She's asking me, where do I suggest to sell crypto besides exchanges in order to cash out? Well, I think this is a question that comes after my comment in another video where I was saying that I was selling Bitcoin with my Ledger Nano X. I was going to exchange in Barcelona where I was selling it and I was getting cash in hand. It is still an exchange. I mean, you can't, I mean, every every selling of Bitcoin is actually an exchange. Even if you sell it to a person and you get the money from that person, you're still doing an exchange. I think you're asking me besides the trading platforms, and in that respect, you have a few different alternatives. You have, of course, the Bitcoin ATMs that are available all around the world. If you Google Bitcoin ATM, you will get the Bitcoin ATM map. I don't have it ready here, so I can't really show it to you, but there are a couple of websites. There is even an application on my phone called Bitcoin ATM Radar or something like that. Anyway, you can Google Bitcoin ATM Radar and you will definitely get the website that I'm talking about, and you will see in which towns, in many countries there are Bitcoin ATMs. Often it's in the bigger towns like capitals, or in Spain it was mainly in Barcelona, maybe a few in Madrid, but mainly in Barcelona. But Bitcoin ATMs often have very high fees. They would have at least 5-6% for buying it, and around sometimes up to 10% fee for selling it. So it might not be the best option, but it is a good option because you're getting cash in hand, and it is they would have limits. For instance, in the UK, Bitcoin ATMs have a limit of maybe $150 or up to $200 or something like that per a single transaction. So you can't go and sell one Bitcoin. If you do, you will have to verify identity and all of that. So without verification, you can do small transactions like $150-$200 or pounds or something like that. So this is one option. Another option is you have to research and see if there are any exchanges, like currency exchanges, like exchange bureaus basically, that might actually also work with cryptocurrencies. I know that in some countries they do that. Certain exchanges would actually allow you to sell them Bitcoin and maybe even Ethereum for cash. And it is legitimate, it's legal, and they will also have limits, of course. But this is what I was doing in Barcelona. There was an exchange where it was actually a cryptocurrency shop in a way, and they were doing cryptocurrency exchanges. And I was selling Ethereum and Bitcoin directly from depositing it from my Ledger Nano S to the exchange's wallet address, and they were waiting for one confirmation. We were waiting for one confirmation, and then they give me the cash. So this was a quick way for me to get cash, because in fact 3 of the Bitcoin ATMs in Barcelona did not work. They were always out of order. So in order to actually get money, to exchange and get cash, I had to find an alternative way, and this is how I found it. It was just a luck for me. That doesn't exist everywhere, but you should research and find out if it exists in your town. And another alternative is using a website that is that is actually doing transactions directly with your bank, and one of them is Payer. Payer is a website that I've been using for a long time, and I've been doing a lot of videos about it. I also showed you in Payer how to move Bitcoin in Payer, how to sell it in Payer, and how to move the money out. And the good thing about Payer is that you can actually move it directly into your credit card. So if you have credit card debt, like me, I'm always in debt on credit cards, and I do it on purpose. Because I'd rather owe money to the bank and keep my crypto, which is, I'm getting a bigger percentage in gain with my crypto than the percentage I'm paying to the credit card. So I always prefer to be in debt, and I'm usually in debt, like $10,000 easily in debt with credit cards. With Payer, I can actually pay my credit card debt. So what I do is I would sell Bitcoin in Payer for USD, and then I would go to withdraw, and I would select to withdraw to my Visa or my MasterCard, and I would send the money from Payer directly into the MasterCard. So now that I owe, let's say in that MasterCard I owe 4,000 or something like that, I can easily pay it off with a single transaction. Yes, I'm paying fees to Payer, but it is not huge fees. It's something like 3 or 4% or something like that, which is still less than what you will be paying to a Bitcoin ATM. and it is along the lines of many other websites that would be doing transfers from crypto to fiat anyway. So this is another way. You can also transfer it from Payer into your bank account, and the fee is even less in that way. And what is good about it is that Payer is not an exclusively cryptocurrency website, which means that if your bank is not crypto friendly, then when they see a transfer from Payer, they're not going to put a red flag on it and start asking you questions. Another website that you can do with a similar functionality is Netteller, and I'm using that one as well. So Netteller is also a payment processor, just like PayPal and Payer, and many e-commerce websites are using Netteller. Also, network marketing websites are using Netteller. So it is, and it's been in business for many years, more than a decade. So it is a legitimate website, and what you can do here is you can move Bitcoin directly in Netteller. You can exchange it in Netteller, and then the money you send to your bank account. So you can't do it with credit card here, but you're sending it to your bank account. Your bank is seeing a transfer from Netteller, not Coinbase or another cryptocurrency website. So it is safer in terms of banks that are not crypto friendly. Another alternative is Perfect Money. I don't really use them very much. Last time I used them was in 2016, so it has been quite some time. But they do the same thing. And another website is Advanced Cash. Now, Payer and Advanced Cash are not available to American citizens, I'm afraid. They are Russian-based websites or Ukrainian or something like that. They don't operate in America, but in terms of legitimacy, they are legitimate, guys. They have been around for a decade. So don't be afraid to use them. If you are in America, you'll probably have to use a VPN or something in order to be able to open accounts with them. I'm not sure about Perfect Money. It is possible that it's also not available in America. I can't guarantee. I know for a fact that Payer is not open to America and Advanced Cash. However, you should still check this, because it could be that from the time I'm recording this video to the time you're watching it, they might change these things, and they might already accept American citizens and operate in America, but some time ago they weren't. So this is it. Now I think I have a third question as well. Let me go and find this one. Right, okay, yeah, so it's a little bit difficult for me to understand the question, but I think I gathered what you're asking me here, Linen East. Thanks, another great video. I have a question on Binance. He says that on Binance he is seeing that when he goes to the order books and he scrolls down and down and down, he sees that at the $4,000 level of Bitcoin, there are more than 1,200 BTC in orders, locked in orders for $4,000, and he's asking, why is it that there's such a huge amount of money locked in orders for Bitcoin at the 4,000 level? So I think this is what you're asking. Because of a little bit of bad grammar, I hope I understand the question correctly. So the answer is actually simple. There's always people who place orders at ridiculously low and ridiculously high levels. So you would see also there are sell orders at ridiculously high levels that would, if the exchange allows it, because some exchanges don't allow to place an order that is more than a certain margin higher than the current price or lower than the current price, but some exchanges allow that, and people do these kind of orders because every now and then an error or something would occur and the price will shoot up, or it will dump down, and these orders can get filled. That's happened. Now it's a shame that I didn't find a good example, but that's happened in the past with many different coins, even with Ethereum. I remember in 2017, was it, or 18, there was a flash order. Someone placed a sell order. Maybe they did a mistake or something like that, but they placed a sell order for maybe something like $10, and it was a huge dollar. Maybe they were meaning to place it for $1,000 or $100, and it something messed up, and then it filled, and it was such a huge order that it actually filled up all the sell orders all the way down to that price. And on the chart you could actually see one long candle that was going way down and then back up, and the price recovered in seconds, and it continued. Sometimes it's mistakes like that happen, and people are placing ridiculously low buy orders, hoping that someone will make such a mistake, or maybe that the price will crash fast, so so much that their buy orders will be filled up. But this is done on speculative for speculative reasons, guys. Don't hope for a Bitcoin at 4,000 anytime soon, or ever, really. But yeah, this is my answer to your question. So this is everything for this video, guys. I don't want to take any longer. I know that you like the shorter videos. Hopefully this wasn't too long for you, but thank you for staying until the end. And if you like the video, give me the thumbs up, leave a comment below. Don't forget to check my Twitter. I did a Twitter giveaway yesterday. I announced it, and it is running until Friday, actually. So if you're following me on Twitter, or if you're not, head over to Twitter, because I just announced this giveaway, and all you need to do is retweet, follow me, of course. You need to follow me and Cobo Vault, the sponsors of this video, and they're responsible for this giveaway. We have 5 winners that will be announced on Friday. Overall, we have 1,000 tokens up for grabs, so that's 200 tokens each, and all you have to do is retweet and follow me and Cobo Vault, and comment here below this tweet with your Ethereum wallet address. This is everything you need to do, guys, and it needs to be an ERC20 wallet address, so that it supports all ERC20 tokens. So it is a giveaway up until Friday. Make sure that you find that tweet, and you retweet it, and you comment, you leave me your ERC wallet address, and you will be hopefully one of the winners. 5 winners this time, so there are a lot of chances to win. Don't give up on it. Go and retweet. This is everything. Thanks for watching, and thanks for all of your likes and comments and everything. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment box, because I will be picking questions for my next week's AMA session. Ask me anything. This is everything from me for today. I'm signing off, and I'm gonna see you in my next video.